McDonald's, very simply, we are a fast food company and we sell McDonald's burgers. I can direct myself. My name is Matt Carey and I am the business process lead at McDonald's, and I also look after McCafe operations for National ANZ. The challenges that I was facing prior to Monday.com, they involve lots of different meetings within the business, a lot of spreadsheets and just general documents. We didn't have clear visibility on the outcome or what was being discussed in each of those meetings. So I had determined that I needed something digital that was going to allow me to do that. And Monday.com was one of those that I applied for a bit of a trial on. I really liked the way it looked and felt, and the fact that I was contacted someone at Monday.com very, very quickly just to say, you know, you're using our test case, like, do you need anything? How can I help you? What questions have you got? Div contacted me. I see, I tried to throw your name in for you. Hey, a little shout out. By implementing it, those challenges went away. Now having full visibility of the business in every campaign, I'm able to link different campaigns and different products together, and I'm therefore in turn able to direct them to an item on our boards and say, hey, look at this board, look at this product, use the updates, see what we've been saying about it, see what meetings it's been through. It really makes my job a lot easier rather than having to go to different boards, different spreadsheets.
Okay, yeah, cool, we'll cut there real quick.
So imagine it's 2022 and you're sitting there at the global head office. In the boardroom, not just minding your own business. For me, I was actually just sitting here. This is the McDonald's kitchen at Thornley head office. We had just received news that we had secured a great initiative from FIFA World Cup, and we were going to be able to, as a business, look after the FIFA Women's World Cup for 2023. As a business process lead for Australia, I was absolutely thrilled of these two huge worlds colliding. You've got McDonald's, fast food, fast pace, and an exciting place to eat, as well as international football on a global scale. But there's a slight catch. It's a massive undertaking. This requires an unfathomable amount of collaboration with a lot of people, all to plan and execute this campaign that will resonate with millions of McDonald's customers, as well as football fans worldwide. Sounds kind of easy, right? Fortunately, we weren't alone. To generate this game-changing solution, we needed something that was game-changing technology. We had some tech that was going to be able to simplify these complexities in order to bring the uncertainty to life. And that's where Monday.com secured a winner. My name is Matt Carey. I'm the business lead for McDonald's Australia. I also look after McCafe operations. And for the next little bit, I'm going to share how Monday.com helped us totally rethink the way that we manage projects, moving from complex to simplicity, as well as leading successful launch of one of the biggest campaigns that McDonald's has ever done. The best part is that McDonald's, with Monday, didn't just change the trajectory of our events. This actually also changed the company. It actually also changed my career. But that story I'll leave right till the end. So as we jump into it, the game-changing solution that really rocked this for FIFA partnership. Let's take a little bit of a moment to understand why we needed to rethink our processes as a company and what we needed to do to bring this to life. I started at McDonald's as a 16-year-old crew person at the Thornley McDonald's restaurant in Sydney. Eventually, I became the restaurant manager and worked my way up into the corporate office. At the same time, I was also moonlighting, playing AFL. This dual life taught me something really valuable that not only with McDonald's, but in football, is that you need a playbook, you need a strategy, and you need teamwork to score. McDonald's teams need a lot of these and a lot of precise coordination to bring this stuff to life. One issue. As I climbed through this ladder at McDonald's, I did come across one of the most toughened opponents yet, and that was managing projects on a very big scale. We were stuck under mountains of spreadsheets, under mountains of documents, and under endless email chains, causing a lot of friction within the business. Tracking approvals were a nightmare. Everything had their own spreadsheet. everything had their own data page. It was a manual nightmare, just like counting sesame seeds on a bun. I found myself spending over 20 hours a week just trying to keep track of where everything was at, what was happening, what business approvals had happened, and what I was going to do next and who I needed to contact. But just like being stuck in your drive-through lane, that never stopped us from moving forward. We'd continued to work. Clearly, we were faced with the complexities, and we needed a new approach. So imagine now if we could flip these challenges as easy as we flip our burgers. And that's exactly what we set out to do when we implemented Monday.com for our business process. The first thing we decided to do was just take a really simple approach. And here's a little bit of how we did it. First of all, we created an interconnected boards that gave us bird's eye view of all our projects. So this is just a snippet of what you are able to see and the many meetings that this needs to go through and the different avenues in which we need for those processes. Complex, but easy. The next part that we needed to do is once those campaigns and projects start to go through the business is that we then need to be able to track our timelines and our actionables. So those key measures to ensure that the project is on track. So we were able to do that through those interconnected boards and jotted down those key actions, the task owners and the deadlines in which they were due. In the background, we then started with some really simple automations to move things forward and started eliminating the need for some of these emails, even for meetings to happen and follow-ups to happen. As you can see there, they've started to grow over the course of the last few years. So we're upwards of 100, 150 automations. We then started to utilize some of our Monday.com templates. We adapted these very specifically for our needs, trying to replicate a successful process to what we already knew worked within the business. But to do this, we also needed some buy-in. I spent a numerous amount of time surveying the people within our business, working with our suppliers that was in those meetings to develop a system that would most work for them. The way we did this, and kind of the analogy that I took upon doing all this was it was built by me, but it was for you. The result was a system that was consistent, efficient, and delivers excellence at scale. We didn't have to reinvent the wheel here. Instead of overthinking it, our existing complexities were already there. We just went back to the basics, the simple flows for a big company. Now that we had that simplified process on track and it was working, we started to face one of our biggest challenges, but some of our biggest ideas started to also come up. When FIFA came knocking at the door, it was the perfect time to really flex our muscles and start to use the Monday.com platforms and our new project management system. The FIFA campaign, as you know, we had to break out all the stops for this one. It wasn't just about the advertisement that you were going to see. It was about bringing the fans' true experience that we're going to have everlasting memories from a McDonald's perspective and for those that were there for the World Cup on a global scale. And here's how we simplified it. It was actually quite simple. We mapped out every step of the campaign, our timelines and key actionables that we were going to need to deliver this system. Our interconnected boards allowed our teams from our marketing team, from our ops team, from our logistics and our suppliers to work in sync despite being in different countries, different states, and different companies. Our leadership team at a glance could track our progress, exactly how we were going, without having to have endless meetings, allowing for quick decisions to be made. When our issues arose, we then had streamlined communications and channels, which allowed rapid solutions in a less formal way. And here's our results. As you can see there, for those that went, having a look at it again, this was our world's first ever fry-through. We brought football and fries together, which created everlasting memories. We had 25 days of trade, 210 hours of actual operation. We sold 31,632 sets fries, not to also say that we sold different sauces that went with those as well. And as I said at the start, it was an unforgettable fan experience for all those involved, both the crew, the managers, and the people that worked on it, but also the fans that actually attended. So you might be thinking that was just a one-off campaign, but what do we do on our day-to-day and how did that impact us? So here's some of the results that we've started to see. Time saving. We got our tracking down from 20 hours a week to just 4. Our email reduction across the business, we avoided over 20,000 unnecessarily emails per month, and we continue to do that. Our productivity, we saved 1,224 hours a month, which is also the equivalent of 7 full-time employees. When my role first started out, my role was 4 people. It's now just 1. And then the big one for us was the ROI. Our implementation resulted in a 6-time return on investment, or 615% ROI. The significant impact and the cultural shift that it's seen for our business is that not only are people starting out using it for business process, that all our departments are now starting to use this to simplify and make their lives a lot easier. They're fostering their own set of culture and resilience and being proactive in their own workspaces across the business. In the end, what we were trying to achieve was more than just implement some new technology. It was about changing our approach to work. We went from fragmented, time-consuming processes to a streamlined, efficient workflow that allowed us to focus on really mattered at moments in time, while all still being able to serve our customers and bringing these big ideas to life. For me personally, this reinvention really played great dividends, and ultimately I was promoted from this. We went into the Monday.com office in the city, just a lovely small group of us, accompanied by my Director of Operations, our Chief Technology Officer, and we were sitting there, we'd done all our formalities, we were talking through at the end. Our operating officer then decided to do a little bit of a spiel and a thank you, as they always do. I had, in turn, as I had done, is I switched off and said, you know, why is he talking still? I've heard this information, you don't need to reiterate it, it was the same stuff. Taking my own mental notes of things that I needed to do for the following day, I then only heard, and Matt, that's the reason we're going to promote you today. I was like, oh. For me, it was just more about bringing a system to McDonald's that was going to help others bring their projects to life in a more formal way, a faster way, and be more time efficient. It was never about myself. It was always about what we could do for the company and building a system for them. But this is the type of impact that Monday has had on my team and also my career. It's interesting when you think about McDonald's on a global level. We've got global supply chain, global operation. We're a multinational company serving multinational campaigns, serving millions of customers across these platforms. So it's easy to think that massive operations, we need complex solutions. But if FIFA and the way that we go about our business today shows, we really don't. Some of our most powerful results come from the most simplest of ideas. Take the French fries. It's very simple. It's just a potato that's peeled and skinned. It's chopped up, and we put it in a vat and we cook it, and then we serve it with some salt. It's very simple. So the next time you are faced with a daunting challenge in the business, just remember this. You don't always need a complex system to fix something. The simplest flows can totally change your business. And just like a perfect French fries, the most effective business solutions are usually those ones that are stripped down to their essential elements. Thank you.